Welcome to Alien World Aquatics. It's been a while. I'm Scott, this is Paige, and we're happy to be back with you guys as you guys roll on in. It's been a while. Let me be professional and remember to always mute that. It's like a tradition to always forget to mute the actual live stream on YouTube.
You're so consistent at that.
Absolutely. Oh, I didn't get you coffee. Do you want coffee too?
It's okay, baby.
You sure?
I have all these people waiting.
Oh, yeah.
I
was just watching Haley's video
yeah.
with the school fish she brought back.
That's so nice.
And she brought them a couple of cool fish that they didn't have before.
Oh.
Like fish that I've been looking at. I don't think they're from Dan's Fish, but I know Dan's Fish sells some of them. These long fin cories.
Oh, nice.
So like little corridoras that are like...
I think you've shown me those.
Yeah, I think I showed you those. I don't know if they're the sparkly green ones that Dan's Fish had, but she gave them 3 really nice ones. I really like those long fin cories. Definitely gonna have to get some.
That's really nice.
At some point. Our new snatch meal people up sign behind us. Did a bunch of fish tank work for sure yesterday. Tank's looking clean and nice. Finally.
Tasty.
Of course, and we had one of our pumps break for my terrarium. Of course, I messed with it for 2 seconds.
Got it just the way you wanted it.
Yeah, I feel like some of you guys will notice that when you have like DIY stuff that you've created, as soon as you like mess with it, it's like working perfectly, but you just slightly adjust something, all of a sudden it's like, nah, it doesn't work anymore. It's over. It's done. Yeah. So at some point when some people roll up on it here, we will show off the little Sandler dude. Be rolling. What else? Oh, yeah. I do want to talk about a fun subject that we got heated on last night.
I think you're joking. I don't want to talk about that.
Oh, it's so great. We have to. We have to talk about it. We have to talk about it.
I talked about it all night last night.
It's a very interesting subject.
It's not cool.
Very, very interesting.
It's not cool.
It's so cool. We were talking about transhumanism last night, and how it's interesting. I was watching the Neuralink live stream from Elon Musk talking about how the Neuralink can be, transplanted into your brain pretty much, and it would be able to help cure a lot of things, paralysis, blindness, hearing loss, extreme pain, depression, addiction, a lot of different things, which I thought was very cool. They also said that, when someone came on Twitter and asked, would you be able to telepathically tell your Tesla to come to you? And Elon Musk was like, absolutely.
That's so important.
Hey, we need telepathic powers.
Everything has to be super easy for us now.
Well, I thought it was just very interesting.
Just think of something and it pops up.
I think it was your reaction was very funny. I mean, but it's legit. I'm not like laughing at your reaction of what you thought about it. But it was very interesting that you were so hesitant to want that kind of a future where we have the ability to kind of meld with technology.
I feel like we meld with technology enough as it is, almost too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like we rely on it way too much. I mean, everyone's phone has become like an extra limb, so it's like already at the point where it's too much. And then you're talking about putting a chip in your skull, allowing some robot to put a chip in your skull, and you have no idea how that's going to change your whole brain mechanism and could change a person completely.
Yeah,
I feel, and that's what's worrisome.
A human can't do the procedure. It has to be a robot, which is insane.
So we're really trusting like the creator of this chip and this robot to perfectly insert this chip in your brain. I just don't think you should mess with the brain. I mean, I agree with certain things, like technology to an extent is a wonderful thing. And if it can help people with paralysis and things like that, that's great. But I just don't think it's going to stop at that. I think people are going to want more and more and more of that kind of thing until it becomes a real problem. And
But
it's
you
going to be
think-
too late to go back to the way, people are now. And
But
I
you think that people, as long as they don't mess with their brain, that it's totally cool. Like I'm allowed
I
to
just think
have
that's like,
bionic legs that make me run and jump super fast
Yeah.
and super high. And
are you talking about like if your legs were amputated and
no, like if I wanted to upgrade or totally change out my legs, like there's gonna be people that are crazy enough to do that. That'll be like, I want to amputate my legs, even though they're good.
I'm just less concerned about that than like messing with someone's brain and the way they think. And your brain is pretty much like who you are inside, like your identity. It's all derived from the brain. So like, I just don't think you should go there. I don't think you should mess with that unless it's like absolutely necessary. Like if it's a life or death, situation, you ran out of options, but then there's this chip that can really help you. That's one thing.
Well, I think what
but
Neuralink is going to do, it's more reading your brain signals instead of putting things into it. But it's definitely a slippery slope where I can
So
see.
what point though? They're gonna input things in there.
Yeah, they
And
have
it's
to be
gonna
able
get-
to do that if they can help all these paralysis and
I
depression
don't feel
and things like that.
comfortable
It's got to be able to be messing with you a little
someone's
bit.
putting things in your brain. Like that's the ultimate control. And I don't. That's a scary thing.
Yeah,
I don't like that idea.
yeah, but I think it's going to be awesome, though. I do think it's going to be
There may be
awesome.
certain aspects, but I just don't.
You'll be able to literally do a telepathic communication between you and other people that have the link.
I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want people in my head without me giving them that information, and I don't know if I want to know what's in their head all the time.
Yeah.
I don't think I
Let's
want to
see.
know that.
There's 5 people that are
there people
viewing
here?
right now. I'm not sure. But you guys, I want to see what you think. If you guys know anything about the neural link that is being tested
To
by
make us
Elon Musk. Oh my goodness.
There we go.
But would you get an implant into your head that would give you certain abilities to remember things better, to communicate with other electronics, basically telepathically, just by using your thoughts? Would you guys do it?
We'll be best friends with all the electronics.
I mean, let's also give a caveat. Let's
I don't
say
even
that.
need to talk to people
Let's
anymore.
say, just for the purposes of this conversation, that we can say that it's basically safe, meaning like there's not going to be an infection in your brain. There wouldn't be anything like.
That.
Okay, but let's just say that for this conversation, let's say it works. It doesn't cause any crazy side effects. Let's say maybe one day people will be able to hack into it or something. That's not good. But that's not what we're talking about. Let's say the device actually is safe to have implanted in your brain. Would you guys actually be? I don't know. Would you guys be good with implanting something into your head? And it can be taken out relatively easily, they said too.
I think it'd be very uncomfortable knowing that there's a chip in my head, and then I'd probably start questioning my own thoughts. It's like, is this what I'm actually thinking, or is the chip making me feel this way?
Mm-hmm.
I have enough issues to where I'm like, where are these thoughts coming from? So it's like, nothing, crazy. But like, I don't think I want to I don't want to worry about that or like what it's causing. I feel like people could become paranoid with it and be like, oh my God, this chip's making me crazy and do all those things. And I don't know. Even if they deem it safe, like for how long is it going to be safe? I feel like it might be like a ticking time bomb kind of thing where at first it's okay, but then like over, some time you start seeing these weird side effects or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know,
it's
because your body
possible.
is also trained to get rid of foreign objects in your body. So like, what will your brain do if there's something foreign in there?
Yeah.
That's a scary thing.
Yeah. I still think a lot of people are going to do it.
Sure. I mean, I know there's going to be a lot of people that don't agree with my point of view on it, but I just think it might be the end of like humans as we know it, like genuine, you know, fully human people. Like I don't want that to go away, you know. Just for like improvements, you know. Like, well, I can telepathically call my car over to me. Like that's not worth it to me to lose like humanity the way it is. Like
I just think it's going to be interesting because there's definitely going to be that split of people that do get it and they're super smart because of it.
Yeah.
You know, and they're probably going to have more money because they're smarter.
Yeah. And the people that get it are going to already have the money though. Like the people that are going to be able to afford this, because I know it's not going to be cheap. They're not going to be like handing it out to people, you know, unless they want to use them as guinea pigs.
Let's say it costs the same as like an iPhone. The iPhone, I mean, sometimes costs over $1,000. Let's say to get the implant costs you $3,000.
Well, then how good is it actually going to be though?
Who knows?
Because I feel like if it can really do what they're claiming that it can do, that's not going to be cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Only rich people are going to be able to afford that, and it's going to be another thing that separates, you know, the lower class and the upper class. You know, the lower class is going to stay down here, and you know, just keep working at improving, you know, through hard work and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the rich people are going to just go and buy this chip, and then suddenly be able to, you know, have these capabilities and all this, and it's just going to further separate those two classes and keep people down and then bring people way too up, and then you know,
I agree.
Don't have too much power again.
That's definitely going to be a thing for sure. But what if that's the interesting thing is what if this has already happened? Like, what if this technology already exists for the super rich and they are already implanted with things?
Maybe.
Or genetically modified.
I just don't want to be a part of that. And I don't want my loved ones to do it either. Because I'd be concerned for them. And I would be concerned about how something like that could change a person or, like, damage a person. I mean, if you're, and
even if it's for the better, I mean, you are changing their chemistry of something.
And I don't want to change anything about you. Seriously, like legit. Like I wouldn't want anything to change about you, not a single thing. Like even in your eyes, like if you felt like you wanted to improve something about yourself, I most likely would not get it and be like, you're already so wonderful, like you don't need to add anything or change anything, and I would miss the way things were before you did that. You know what I mean? I
appreciate that. I don't know. I want to see how the human race evolves, and I do think it'll be a three-way split. Like I think it'll be people that meld with technology more.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be people that want to be totally natural or normal, as they would call it, and then you're going to have the people that are doing genetic modification, like splicing their DNA with not aliens, splicing their DNA with like other animals, you know, and being able to have abilities like animals have, which is. It sounds far off, but it's
like
a thing that's
going
to happen.
I used to read when I was a kid.
Oh, what's going on, Thomas C? What's going on, buddy?
You make up for everyone else not being here.
That's fine. We're having a nice conversation that I thought was
a continuation of last night. I couldn't shut up about it. I was so worried.
You were so stressed out. It's not even happening yet. I mean, it's
my main thing is like people cannot control even themselves, you know, like we always go too far when it comes to everything, you know.
Humans do like to push it to the limit.
We're past the limit, and that's why this earth has so many problems with pollution and you know, endangered animals and overfishing and global warming, all these issues that we have, you know, all the plastic in the ocean. Like people they just continue to do too much.
But
you know, we're always doing too much, and it's going to be the same thing. You get this one chip, then you're going to want another one. You're going to want the better one. You're going to want the latest version. You're going to have 10 chips in your head before you know it.
Well, that's the limit. You're allowed to get 10 chips now.
Yeah, but that's way too much. Like, what is that going to do to a person? People don't know when to stop. That's the thing.
What's going on, Daniel Fish Keeping? Or Daniel Keeping Fish? I always do that. Daniel Fish Keeping. Daniel Keeping Fish. We're talking about transhumanism and the neural link that's being worked on by Elon Musk. And Paige is not down. with this.
down
I'm just,
with the
I'm
sickness.
glad
I'm
there
not
are
down with
people
the
out there
sickness.
like, I'm glad there are people out there like Elon Musk that are really pushing the limits. Like, people, basically said, you can't create an electric car that's affordable, that can be better performance than a regular car. He did it. He destroyed them.
Great.
Their cars are way faster.
Great.
They told him that it would cost so much money for him to be able to have rockets go into space or take things into space or take satellites into space. He did it for like an eighth of the cost of what it used to cost the government. He did it. It's done.
Good.
Like, they're doing great. He says that we can change all this stuff, and he's done it.
Great.
I believe him that he can create this new technology, and maybe it won't be perfect right now, but maybe it'll get better.
It's a brand new technology. It's not going to be perfect.
It definitely will be interesting to see how it evolves, though.
I ain't going to be a guinea pig.
You don't have to. There's a lot of people that are not going to.
Anyone I care about, nope, you can't get it. I don't know. I just think it's dangerous. I think it's,
everyone does that. Thinking of changing my name. I don't know, man. I'm sorry if that's my fault, man. I always I don't know why. Daniel Fish Keeping.
He has on his icon, big letters, DK.
Yeah, I know.
I get my name right.
Mm.
Here's your sign, guys.
I don't know why I do that.
Welcome, Daniel and Thomas C.
Yeah. What's up, dude?
I'm curious to see how they feel about this. I just think it's dangerous to start going there. When you're starting to insert chips into your brain, it's very scary. Like,
well, what about that whole CRISPR technology, which is the way to alter your DNA?
Like, what if like a terrorist found a way to like tap into those chips?
Oh, for sure.
Or like
fry everyone at once.
The government,
yeah.
Like, I don't want to be controlled.
Yeah.
By the chip or whoever's controlling the chip.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
No, that's definitely the scary thing. Is like,
there's
how do you keep it?
There's a lot of scary things. There's more scary things than the positives that could come from this.
Just you're fine, mate. Thank you for the warm welcome. Of course, buddy. Thomas C. No way. I'd be scared people would know.
Yeah,
all my
like, you have
secrets.
no privacy. It's clearly an invasion of all
I feel like
privacy.
I don't really have any deep dark secrets.
Well, that's good, and I appreciate that from you. Neither do I, but I don't necessarily want people knowing every thought that's in my head. I don't even like some of the thoughts that come in my head.
That is the problem. Supposedly, you'd be able to control what goes in and out, but supposedly.
There's a lot of supposedly.
Yeah, I just don't understand how. I'm not smart enough to know how it actually works. Like what the science is like to know whether things can physically go in or out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether it has the capability to do.
Well, the thing we were watching, it did say something about how it can input things into your brain. It's not just like.
I don't know. I need to know more. I need to be better educated on what it means. Scott's Aquatics. Welcome, Scott. Hi, everyone. My only thing is that the government is doing stuff like this so they can track us, and if you have the chip in your head, they'll try to control us.
Yes. They know everything about you now. They're in your brain.
Thank
you, Scott's Aquatics.
I think that's definitely a possibility, but I think a lot of it would be more from private companies trying to figure out what you want to buy. Like, they
I don't want that
figure
either.
that out. Like, right now, like, if there's microphones connected to any of your things, people have said that, like, if you just talk about an item long enough, it starts coming up on your
Facebook feed and stuff.
Yes.
It's all the time. But that's already scary enough. Like, I don't.
Like, I wonder if we can do an experiment now. We can come back the next stream and tell them if it works. Like, let's think of a product that we've never talked about before, and we just talk about it a bunch during the stream and see if it can start coming up on our live streams. Like, let's talk about
like something really random.
Yeah, something really random that I've never needed before. Like, what would be something that would come up though? What do you guys think? Like, what would be? Well, maybe if they type it in, it'll start coming up too. Your phone can probably tell you a lot of your thoughts. Yeah, the phone definitely tracks you and can listen to you if they want it to.
Yeah, isn't that enough?
Even if it's off, so can your computer. Your computer, even if I don't have a microphone connected to it, there's a microphone internally in the computer
Jeez.
that can be turned on if they wanted to. People could hack in and listen.
I mean, there's enough hacking
In your TV, they can do it. Webcams,
but I
they
mean,
can do
you
it.
see all the hacking and like fraudulent stuff and identity theft going on nowadays. Like, this is only going to make things even easier. You know, you legit can go to someone's brain and get any information.
Let's do this. We've never actually looked for this online, and I've never really talked about it. So let's see if we can start getting ads to come up for dog beds.
Okay.
I've never, because I don't have a dog, like, you know, but eventually I might want to get a dog, and soon. I might want to get a dog bed. So I wonder if we just keep talking about dog beds.
All right.
Will the microphones and things start picking up, you know?
Yeah.
Things dog to beds. Show me ads for dog beds in either your Facebook or my Facebook or any of the ads on Google or the shopping things or the things that come up. That would be interesting.
Big Jay's Fish Keepers here.
Hey, what's up, Big J? What's going on?
Big J.
Oh, Big J is in the Fish Fam Football League, Fantasy Football League. It's gonna be going down soon. I'm excited. Paige and I are gonna kick some butt. Separately.
I think you
don't take my players.
You will take foot.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, that'll be really funny if dog beds start showing up on all my ads. That'll be really interesting. Cell phones already track us. Yes, you have GPS, and you're looking up something on Yahoo that day. If you go onto Google, it'll show up there. Yeah, I feel like if you enter in a search, that makes sense though. Like if I go to type it in. If I type in a search, I understand why it might trigger some things.
Yeah, but the thing is you usually search on like Google and then you go onto Facebook and then it's on your Facebook feed somewhere.
Yeah, I can see that being all shared. I'm not as surprised with that. It's more when you're only talking and you're voicing it out. Like if you're not typing anything in, that means are there algorithms and things that are tracking certain keywords to try to sell you stuff, which I think is more likely than the government trying to figure out what I'm doing right now. Like if the government literally could hack into my place right now, they would find nothing of interest to them. It would be a waste of their money.
I'm not saying that's like the main motivation for this or something, but let's say the government doesn't intend to do that, to tap into these chips to get people's information and stuff, but maybe one day they will want to do that. And maybe they'll say, "Oh, it's for
national
safety,
security." Yeah, of course. Yeah, we give up our rights.
Maybe not right away, but down the road, the more and more people get, they may eventually want to tap into them for whatever reason they claim.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
I don't think we should give them the slightest chance to do something like that, to control what's in our head. That's very scary.
It's very interesting. All right, at 4:30. I will unveil our new pet, which some of you guys know about already.
Yeah. Newish pet.
Yeah, newish pet. We've never shown them on camera, but we will show you our new pet in just a few minutes. In 6 minutes, we shall show off the new little pet named Sandler.
The perfect name, I must say.
That's a good name. Paige loves Adam Sandler.
Since I was a youngin'.
I actually asked Rachel O'Leary on one of her last videos. She was showing one of her tanks. She had a couple of little gobies like we do.
Oh, nice.
So I asked what her favorite goby was, and she showed me a really cool goby. I was like, such incredible colors. I was trying to see.
Oh, wow.
I think she told me where we could get any. I didn't hear any response back yet, but those. yeah, the mini giraffe. How did they come? You were talking about you wanted a small giraffe. Is that what it was? One day you were like, I want a handheld giraffe.
We were just talking about how cool that would be. Yeah. Something that's usually extremely tall. Just be able to hold it and walk around the house and stuff.
No, but it was a joke. It was
a miniature.
It was like something about a little spoon or some normal sized spoon. Remember, it was I got a big something, but a normal little something. Remember?
I don't remember.
I can't remember what the
was.
joke
A long time ago.
Yeah. But yeah, that'd be awesome if you had a mini giraffe.
Are you surprising me with a mini giraffe? The only one in the world? Rainer.
What's going on, Rainer?
Hello, welcome.
I guess you know what? I'll show off this tank really quick since it is looking nice, and I added a few more plants in here. We'll see how we'll show Thomas C's plants a little bit. It's become even more lush over here. So you can check out this one here for a second. I know I've shown this tank a little bit, guys, but I'm really liking this tank. And of course the blue polar.
He's always there.
But this tank is nice. I added some of that planting in the back there to cover up the heater and stuff. And this little guy right here.
Wait.
This little guy right here.
Oh.
This little plant is new.
Oh, the plant.
This one's kind of dying back. I had that in there a while. It was one of the first plants. I'm not sure what that is, but it's been dying back. Everything else has been doing really well. Got some Anubias and all the crypts. And of course, the moss coming out of the head.
The famous moss.
Yeah. This tank is doing really well. I'm very happy with this one.
You did a great job.
I'll give you guys a peek at the other stuff going on real quick. Let's see. Got the 75. Angelfish in there. We've got, this tank needs to be cleaned a little bit. But more polar blue cichlids with babies. I don't know if I'm showing any babies on the camera. Can you see that little baby there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. You can see that little one?
Yeah.
Right there. Just starting to get some stripes on them.
Yeah, all
And
the
it's the
babies
papa and the mama.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think she's preggo again.
Really?
Yeah. Her belly looking pretty big. This is the male here.
Oh.
That's the big papa. Guarding the babies. More angelfish. We have, this tank is all stirred up. I was cleaning this last night. I got to remove some more of this. But we got the cute chubster. Oh man, he ran away. Doing the camera shot. Loving this little turquoise jewel.
Oh, it's so pretty there.
That's a new addition here.
He's looking in the camera.
Yeah.
He's like, hey guys, you're new here.
Yeah. You got Wreck-It Ralph.
He's so grumpy.
Yeah. And we have the terrarium. Let's see. Let me go over this. Sorry, guys. There we go. Just a little terrarium with a paradise fish. I don't know if they can hear me very well. Let me know in the chat.
Can you guys hear Scott? Oh. Paradise fish.
Yeah, it's a good one. I don't know if I can find any crabs in here. There's about 6 red claw crabs also in this tank. I don't know if I can find any of them. They're pretty sneaky. And the pump broke in this tank, so my little waterfall is gone.
Then you're keeping good sense where you find him.
Okay, good.
Pam just joined. Hi, Pam.
What's up, Pam?
She said I talk to Ralph sometimes.
Yeah, and then we have the alien tank, of course.
So cool.
One of my favorite tanks.
Yeah.
Kind of zoom in on some of these guys if we can.
Beautiful.
Bunch of guppies and endlers and tetras.
Hi, Pam. Thanks for joining us.
Of course, the alien head.
With no chicken neck.
Yeah. Just a bunch of moss. But yeah, just a quick show of the tanks that have been cleaned.
Pumpkin. He's always looking.
Oh, pumpkin.
Right there.
Yeah, I'll show pumpkin. We got some pumpkin over here.
Pumpkin.
Yeah.
Cutie.
So you got pumpkin, you got a bunch of denison barbs, a geophagus. Whoops, there we go. Geophagus. This is a 70-gallon acrylic tank with you can see the two tunnels in the tank. Kind of looks like this. Here we go. I need to clean this tank though. There's a lot of algae on this side here, especially. But still a cool tank.
Very cool.
Yep. Anyway. All right, let's unveil this new pet.
Oh man.
Let's unveil it. Oh yeah. Still good. Make sure our camera's good here. Okay. All right, guys. Let me go grab our little friend. Hold on.
We're all expecting a giraffe.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. Hi, so cute.
So this is Sandler. He's a bearded dragon. Yeah. The camera can close on him. He's a good one. He's a good boy. I think he's a boy.
He is in his mouth.
And he's a really fun addition to this place. We love having him with us.
He's so cute.
He's so much fun. And I used to have one as a employee when I worked at Petco back in the day. I would have a big one of these that would just chill on my shoulder, and he got excited. But I love these things. Their personalities are very interesting, and I don't know. Like I think he sees himself, and he's like, "I'm gonna get that guy." So I'm gonna put him back in. But we wanted to show you guys how cool he was, and
he's such a cutie.
yeah. Ooh!
I think he's trying to escape.
Oh no! I got you, buddy. He tried to jump away.
Oh my goodness.
I got you.
You okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Can you open the cage?
That's fine.
He's so funny. He's quick.
He made a break for it. He's good.
He's quick.
But we love having him there. He's so much fun. He's such a cute little guy, always bobbing his head and stuff.
Yeah. And I don't know if anyone else has seen this, but sometimes bearded dragons do this funny
they wave.
Arm
they
thing
wave.
where they pick up their arms very slowly.
They
that,
slowly
and then
wave
they
at
do
you.
The other side. Didn't you say that's a submissive act or whatever?
That's what I found online. So that's like showing submission to another animal or something like that, or other bearded dragons.
It's so cute.
Mine, they like cuddles. Mine likes to hang on my shoulder, another into my neck. Yeah, that's what they always do. They always go backwards and put their head right there.
Yeah.
Big Tank Hank. What's going on, man? It's going down. So yeah, we like having that. The next pet will hopefully be a dog. So we need a dog bed. You know.
Yeah.
Let's see if that actually pops up in my stuff.
Dog bed.
Yeah. Yeah, the only other thing I'm thinking about doing for fish room is pretty much this camera looks the tank's better. I do want to get some of the gobies, the rhino gobius. They're kind of the grumpy gobies, the ones with the more grumpy faces.
Oh, yeah.
I want to get some of those. I gotta remember what. I wonder if I can just find it real quick. Hold on, guys. I wonder. Maybe it's too far back. Never mind. I was going to try to see if I can find that and get a picture up of the goby I wanted. But it had like all this cool reds and blues on like the back fin, and it was just really cool.
Nice.
I have not had one of those. We have one of the little Stiphodon gobies, but it's a happy looking one, which is cool. But this
and he's very active when he stays out in the open. So he doesn't hide all the time.
I wish I could find it. What was it? It was man, I'm Google searching. Hold on, guys. It was a aha! I have it back in there.
Cool.
Images. Look how cool that is.
I know. That's super cool.
So let me do tools, usage rights, label it for reuse. There's only one. Okay.
Just that one. We can't even show the image.
I'm not sure. Share screen. Application window, Chrome tab, go. Share. So I like these. This is what Rachel O'Leary was recommending to me. I'm not sure how you say this one. It says Rhinogobias zui? Zwi? How do you say that? Someone say it. I don't know how to say it. But they're really cool. I like the little red and white in the tail there.
Yeah.
Especially that one. Let me see if I can click on this one. Like, look at that.
Grumpy face.
Look at that.
Their fins are cool.
Yeah.
They have like fish fins for a goby. Like.
Yeah, they definitely look longer.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely interested in these, and I like the green eyes, like how their eyes glow green almost.
Yeah.
But they do look kind of grumpy. Like, it's funny. Like, look at
They
that.
do. They're funny.
You know, like they're just like not pleased with the situation. Like, no matter what the situation is.
No matter what it is.
Yeah.
Even if it's good situation.
But I guess these are rare, hard to find. I don't know if anyone knows these are for sale anywhere, but they're really cool. I mean, I almost pulled the trigger on some of the Dan's Fish gobies, but I want to see some pictures first. Oh, my eyes are itching.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Probably that chicken head.
Oh, wow. I'm not doing the chip.
Good.
I want to see if I can
Stick
get
to
some of those.
Stick to potato chips.
Oh, wow.
Not brain. Skull chips.
No skull chips?
No.
Very well. Not until they're awesome, at least.
No, they'll never be 100%.
They're going to be pretty sweet. What was the name of this stream? Oh, yeah. So we got new pet unveiling. Check. Fish. Check. UFO news. UFO news. I don't know if there's been tons more UFO news, actually. I mean, there's just they're still talking about how they're setting up the Senate committee to look into it. There's like an official group that actually will look into UFOs now. But like there already had. I mean that's like trying to sell me the fact that there wasn't previously a group that was investigating these things for us. Like, of course there was.
Right.
Of course there was. If anyone flies over American airspace that's restricted, if anything flies in that space that's restricted, we're going to know what it is. Why are you here?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Right.
If we have...
Or we're going to try to find out.
Yeah, well, let's say we have, like, I don't know, let's say the president is at Camp David, the little retreat, and that airspace is restricted. Like, you can't just fly over it.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's say something flies into that airspace, they're going to know what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know? So, like, things like that have happened where it's like, dude, you guys, like, whether you believe in aliens or not, or whatever you think it is, you got to tell me exactly what it is, because that's a national security threat.
Yeah.
When things are flying over our nuclear installations that have nuclear missiles or nuclear power plants, and these things are coming over them, we should know what they are, you know, because that's dangerous for them to be messing with our nukes if it's just like an enemy country.
Yeah. Hi, Chevy Fish.
What's going on, Chevy?
Yay.
What's going on? So I was thinking of coming to visit you guys. I'm a weird guest, though. I like to sleep rolled up on the floor. Do you guys have anything, or could you order something for me to sleep on?
Like a dog bed?
Yeah, we'll get some nice dog
beds. I would feel
beds.
bad if you slept on a dog bed.
I think he's just trying to help the algorithm.
I know. Got it.
What's going on, Chevy? There we go. Said that. Everyone's saying hi to Chevy. But I do think it's good that this UFO stuff is becoming more mainstream and that people are actually looking into it. Like, you're not a crazy person.
Yeah.
It's just funny that like
don't just dismiss it right away, right?
It's just annoying for the UFO people that have researched this for so long, because it's great that it's all coming out. Like, a lot of this is coming out and being public and declassified, and you know, you can actually talk about this on a legit news network and not be laughed at anymore. But it's just annoying that like it's taken so long for that to happen. Like, and there's been people waiting way longer than I have. I started looking into this seriously in 2001.
Yeah.
And so that's like, almost 20 years ago. And they're bringing up stuff that that was readily available. You didn't have to know any secret information. If you just went looking for it, it was already there in the early 2000s, and even way earlier than that. I just wasn't looking into it then.
Right.
And I just think that like,
remember when we were watching that show you like a lot?
Unidentified?
Yeah. So we were watching that, and you discovered that the reporter or the person in charge of like putting UFO information into the paper was actually.
So you guys might not know this. I didn't know this, but I was watching, Unidentified, which is the latest investigation that they're doing into UFOs and all this stuff. It's the most serious investigation I've seen on TV so far. Like the most legit, skeptical, like trying to find the actual answer.
Incredible.
But they found that the person who was running in charge of the National Enquirer, which is that magazine that if you go to like the grocery store and you see like Bill Clinton standing with an alien and he has a baby and they were all abducted and went to Venus, like when you see stuff like that, the guy that was running that paper was the chief, I think it was I'm not sure the exact title, but it was the head of the CIA's psychological warfare department.
Yeah.
Like what? Why you can't just you're running that? So he is obviously still working with the CIA. Once you work for the CIA, you never stop. Even if you quote unquote retire, you still are part of the intelligence community. Like you still have access to talk to your friends and people that you've made acquaintances with.
Yeah.
You might not have the same kind of security clearance once you're gone, but you still have people that are going to tell you stuff.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be just working for them covertly and saying I'm retired or I don't work for them anymore. I just own this paper. I just own this magazine. Okay, but you were the head of the CIA's psychological warfare department. Or even if you weren't the head, you were doing psychological warfare for the CIA. And now you're doing all these stories that are messing with people's perception of what reality is or what it could be. And they were saying that there are, when you look at those like magazines with all the crazy stuff on the front, that was like the experts that were like behind all that were saying, yeah, but look what's in the background of those images. Like there's a shred of truth in those images or in those stories. There's something in there that's true.
But they're also planning something.
But they're covering it up with a bunch of ridiculous crap. So your mind, your mind thinks the whole thing is ridiculous. So yeah. There could have been a crash, like let's say, for example, on the National Enquirer magazine thing, it could be a crashed alien saucer with being 7 beings that had all these crazy things, and George Bush was there, and they were just giving him the piece. I don't know, all this crazy stuff. But there actually could have been an event where something crashed, and they covered it up with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just very interesting that guy was in charge of the National Enquirer or one of those magazines that was putting out these stories about all this crazy technology or aliens and things like that. So either way, that's a really interesting thing that you can't ignore. Something's happening. You don't just, I don't know.
I know.
And then we were talking about, I brought it before, I think it's Project Mockingbird, which is the intelligence community's, I believe, I'm not putting this wrong, the intelligence community's, basically their program to control the media and control what comes out of the media. Like saying that this is not allowed to be talked about, or this is allowed to be talked about, or we want you to run this story even though it's not true because it's going to cause this or that. They can alter the media however they want, which is very scary that like it's already in place. It's already in place.
We only get the information they want us to get.
Absolutely. So I guess that's the only UFO news really going on that I can. I mean, unless you guys haven't been following the stuff in the past few months, but that's a lot to go over. So you should definitely check out all the UFO news. And if you haven't checked out Unidentified, the show, I don't know if their season's done now because they showed 2 episodes last week. But definitely check out Unidentified. Even if you're super skeptical about the topic, it's very interesting. And the people that they interview and that have come forward about things that they've seen or witnessed, those people their credentials are tippy top. I mean, they are flying multi-million-dollar planes. They are in positions that control a lot of lives, if they mess things up. So if you trust them with millions of dollars of military equipment and with the lives of hundreds of people, you should trust them when they say we saw something that we don't know what it was. Like they always say, like the guys that have reported unidentified objects coming over nuclear missile silos where we can launch nuclear missiles, and when sometimes the nuclear missiles will go offline all of a sudden when the objects are over top of the silos. If those guys that have the key to turn a nuclear missile and launch it, if we trust them with that key, shouldn't we trust that same person when they go, hey, I saw something and it was glowing and it was above our base and it zoomed off at 10,000 miles per hour and I don't know what it was and it wasn't ours? Shouldn't we listen to that person? If you trust someone to launch a nuclear missile and kill millions of people and possibly cause the end of the earth if other people fire back, if we trust that person to fire that missile, when they say, I saw a UFO, you should probably shut the hell up and listen. Right?
At least give him an opportunity to explain what he saw and take it in,
Yeah. And
it's up to you if you believe it or not, but at least be willing to listen, maybe.
Yeah, be willing to listen when someone in that position. If trained observers, like pilots, like a lot of the pilots that were coming out were civilian pilots, but they had a military background in flying. Like they were in the military and then transferred over to flying, civilian airplanes when they were out of the military. Those people are really good trained observers. If they're telling you that there's something, that they can't explain and it was, the size of a football field and it was following them, we should listen and find out what it was, is all I'm saying. Right. Those people are not whack jobs.
It's a security thing.
Everybody could be wrong. We've all seen crazy stuff. You've seen crazy stuff in the sky with me that when we actually look up what it was or get a better view, it ends up being something totally normal. So we can be totally mistaken. Everyone can be mistaken. But when you have trained observers, usually multiple trained observers, radar from the plane, radar from the ground, and in some cases, radar from the most advanced military warships on the ocean. When all those 5 things combined are tracking the same thing, you have to understand that something is going on. There's a level of technology flying around that we are told should not exist.
Right.
And if it exists, who's flying it? How is it being powered? Because once we know how it's being powered, that's going to change everything on the planet. Because it's not rocket fuel. There's no jet fuel coming out of the back of these things. So whatever they're using for propulsion can literally change the world. What's going on, Color Guppies? Welcome to the stream. We're talking about aliens right now. It's almost over, but welcome to the stream. I guess I went on a little bit of a rant there. Look at Chumster in the background trying to get Jackie all the time. What's going on?
When it's UFO stuff, you have a lot to say.
I guess. And I was watching some more of Cobra Kai last night, so I wore my shirt. Represent Cobra Kai. Sweep the leg. But I think that's what I would say. If you guys are interested in any of the stuff that's going on currently, if you want to be updated really quick with what's going on with the UFO world, go check out the show Unidentified. I'm sure you guys all pretty much know how to find any show online for free now. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you because you can do that really easy.
Just think about it in your head and then it'll pop up for you.
Yeah. So definitely check that out. And like I always try to plug too, if you guys are interested in UFOs and you want to find someone that's very level-headed and someone that will explain to you kind of the true updates week to week, what's going on, I always recommend checking out Richard Dolan. Richard Dolan is a UFO researcher that I highly respect and will not give you any BS. Bless you. So if you guys want to check out Richard Dolan, he's probably the best source for all this stuff. Anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up. I do have a guest coming over soon. So I think we will wrap it up. But I'm not sure. Is there anything else I missed or haven't talked about today? Maybe we will talk about that we haven't shown off. I don't think.
I don't think so.
Not really. I don't think so. I think we will cut it off. But right there, thank you for joining us, guys.
Yeah, thanks guys for being here.
Always appreciate you.
it.
Alrighty, guys. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Peace out. We'll see you guys in other streams.
Happiness.
Peace, love, and happiness. Indeed. Later.